So really, what's this channel about? This channel is about unlocking your personal power, and it's really about developing the mental, the spiritual, and the emotional fortitude to in turn have a more tangible control over your reality and over your destiny. Essentially, it's about knowing yourself. The old axiom, know thyself. What I'm talking about here on this channel are different keys and different pieces of information that are gathered together to help you have a better relationship with your subconscious mind and your own reality. Because the power lies within the subconscious mind. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. Okay, the things that we call spiritual power, the presence that we call God, it all emanates from within the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the dark side, it is the blackness, it is the abyss, and it is the center of chaos from which all things are generated. Now, there is a gatekeeper which stands before the subconscious mind, and that is the conscious mind. The conscious mind is ruled by the 5 senses: taste, scent and smelling, touch, hearing, and sight. These things, these tactile senses, are related to the illusionary world, and they're meant to keep you here and keep you distracted, because this is a prison, and it's meant to be the barrier between you and the subconscious mind. Now, what's the key here? The key here is what everybody on YouTube is talking about: the pineal gland. The pineal gland is the messenger in between the two, in between the great subconscious and the distracting conscious mind. The pineal gland is the key and a little keyhole that you can go in between. Okay? So it's not merely enough to open up your pineal gland. Okay? A lot of people who are getting into this don't know the basis of it, and it can easily lead you to go haywire. Alright? One of the well-known side effects of studying and practicing magic is insanity, and that's because you're imbalanced. The third eye comes from, it talks about the chakra system. Okay, there are 7 chakras, which are the energy centers in the human body. The third eye is way up at the top of your head. What you're forgetting are 5 below that. Okay, Muladhara, the base, the root chakra, that is the foundation, and that really is where you're supposed to start. You're supposed to get a good foundation, heal whatever issues you have with home and survival and those type of things, and build upwards. You build upwards. You don't start building the 10th floor before you build the foundation. Nothing works that way. That's why people go all space cadet crazy up in the clouds and, oh, I'm God, and saying all this stupid shit because they don't understand what they're doing. Anyways, this channel is not about taking you to Space Cadet land. This channel is for people who want to get to know these things and want a good place to start from. Okay? So that's what we're talking about here. That's what these videos are about. Yes, work on your Kundalini. Yeah, meditate. Study. Learn about your chakra system. Learn about all that stuff. But don't just go jump into the next level and the highest thing just because you think it's cool. Learn about all of it. And another great thing, this is what separates the children from the adults, okay? Don't just take somebody's word for it. Don't just listen to me and take my word for it. Don't go watching some video and taking their word for it. Get the books that they're talking about, or research the subject matter. There's Google. There's YouTube, right? Get this information and study it yourself. Research it yourself. Hold on. We're doing an important video right now. Okay, yeah, research it yourself. Don't just be a follower. Don't just be swallowing whatever you're being given. Research. That's how you learn. That's how you're educated. Okay, you're not going to get there just following somebody else's footsteps. Everybody has to carve their own path out. Everybody. Oh my gosh. I will call you back. Okay, yeah, so make sure you're doing your research and make sure that you have right intention. Because another key thing dealing with mindset, because I'm always talking about mindset, another key thing is right perspective. Okay, all this information isn't going to make any sense unless you got the correct perspective. If you got the wrong perspective, your foundation's going to be fucked up, and you're going to be one of those people talking that crazy stuff, giving the occult and magic in general a bad name, because you're going to be one of those bad examples talking that crazy stuff. You got to have the correct perspective, and you get that by doing the research and by doing the practice. You study and you practice, okay? You got to do the work. This isn't for people who are just going to read or watch videos just to go talk about it or just to look cool. Okay, this is not who this is for. This is for people who are seriously trying to make change in their lives through the manipulation of the energetic fields around them, or I should say from within them, because that's where this is all coming from within you. Okay, it doesn't matter what religion you're in, what you follow, it doesn't matter about any of that stuff, okay? Because what I'm saying, it goes for all those things. It goes for all that. Doesn't matter if you are Muslim or Christian or Jew or whatever. Your power is in the subconscious mind, and you have your own ways of accessing it. Or I should say, you're being taught certain ways to access it. When a Christian prays, right, when you have your faith and your belief, these things are bypassing your conscious mind and getting to the subconscious, because you just know in your heart of hearts that God is going to reach down and help you. Okay, that's the subconscious mind breaking through and making change in your reality. Okay, you're using repetition. You know, if you're thinking about it constantly and praying constantly, you're using symbology. When you look at the iconography of the cross and all those things, when you sing your songs, you're singing to the subconscious mind. You're trying to rouse up that internal power to make change. Okay, so anyways, what I wanted to talk about in this video is really about morality and good versus evil. Okay, when we talk about right perspective, we got to know what we're talking about when it comes to good versus evil. Okay, I'll just tell you straight up, and I know it's going to sound ridiculous, but good versus evil does not exist. It's not real. Good versus evil is a fantasy and a fiction. Because think about it, in spiritual matters and what we're dealing with, cosmic principles and all that jazz, what is good and what is evil? Okay, it's all from a human perspective. And this human third dimensional reality, this is not the important one. Okay, this reality based on the dictations of the five senses, this is not truth. Okay, if you want to go look back in your religion, whether it's Christianity or Buddhism or whatever, it's going to tell you that this world is not the true world that matters. Your treasures are laid up in heaven. And Buddhism will really tell you straight up, that's what you need to study right there when it comes to morality and emotions. But yeah, good versus evil does not exist, because it's all in relation to doing a harm or a benefit to the human being. Okay, you know, a good example like Brother Panic uses is, say, you know, I'm walking down the street and I punch this old lady or run her over with my car. On one hand, oh, that's an evil thing because you hurt that lady. Oh, you're so evil, you're so evil. But then if I told you, oh, that old lady killed my family in cold blood, murdered them all, kicked my dog, you know, stole my money and did all this horrible shit to me, and I finally tracked her down and got my revenge, you'd say, oh, what a hero. You did a good thing and got that evil villain off the streets. It's all perspective. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, so yeah, you can really extrapolate that and really add that to other things. You know, good God, bad devil. These things only relate to your benefit. Is this hurting me or is this helping me? That's how we determine good versus evil. Because one man's devil is another man's God, and vice versa. Now, that's not to say how we deal in this third dimensional world socially with each other. That's not to say that, oh, it doesn't exist. What you do want to have and do want to think about is integrity, right? You want to be a man or woman of your word, because this is all about the word, all about what you speak into existence. Of course, you want to show your fellow man and reality that what you say means something. And Furthermore, you want to have standards, okay? You want to have standards and discipline. Because if you don't have those things, you are bound to destroy yourself, working with magic or not, but especially working with magic. Because if you don't have standards, you're going to fall victim to your own material senses. You're going to crave more and more until it destroys you. Whatever that is, be it drugs, alcohol, sex, greed, any of the 7 deadly sins that the human body comes with preloaded on our operating system. You got to have discipline though. You got to have the discipline to meditate daily, to read, and to constantly improve your position. Okay, you got to have these things. It's not so much about, oh, you're going to get punished in hell or you're going to go to heaven. It's not about those things at all. This is about you. Because really when you get down to karma and things like that, that's cause and effect, man. That's cause and effect. Everything that you do has an effect. And if you're out here doing stupid shit, living reckless, mistreating people, mistreating your own self and your body, you're going to get an effect. And it's going to compile over the days, weeks, months, and years. And yeah, you can end up living in hell on earth because of how you treat others or yourself. Or you can likewise end up in a heavenly type of situation based on how you treat others and yourself. So that's really what we're talking about, cause and effect, when it comes to good versus evil and karma. Like I said, it's all about right perspective. You gotta have the correct perspective, man. But yeah, that's pretty much the truth about good versus evil and morality. It's all perspective. It's all perspective. You do want to live a good lifestyle and be a good person. What does that mean? That means you want to, like I said, have the integrity and mean what you say and mean what you do. And that's just going to be building a character of somebody who does, you know, beneficial causes to make beneficial effects. That's all that is. I mean, it could be selfish or it could be selfless. It doesn't matter. You know, make good decisions. You know, because later when we do get into the whole quantum theory and all that stuff, every decision and choice you make is going to put you down a different path of a different reality. And if you're working towards a specific outcome with your magic, why would you be working against your reality? This is all about the long game, not about the short game. You got to think ahead, make your goal, plan, and work towards it.